Alright, so I have been seeing in the comments that you guys are requesting me to cover more, budget headphones, and now we have a treat for you guys. This is the Tribit Xfree Tune, sub $50 wireless headphone with 40 hours of battery, and of course that kind of Beats-esque kind of build. And from the title of this video, I think this really great value wireless headphone, and we're gonna talk about why. So first, let's talk about the specs here. So of course, Tribit is a pretty new company. They're covering more of budget headphones, but they also have some Bluetooth speakers. So this has 40 hours of battery advertised, Bluetooth 4.1. Of course, that's a bit unfortunate in 2020. I wish it was Bluetooth 5.0. Volume controls, play and pause button, and also it has a 3.5mm jack, so you can use it wired with your phone or maybe on a plane. Of course, this is also a closed back pair, so it has a passive noise isolation as well. So this is not your noise cancelling pair. Alright, so build quality here for the price is not so bad. It has that kind of Beats-esque kind of look. Matte plastic all around with that silver trims, silver highlights as well. Tribit logo at the right and left. Cups, and of course that X kind of design. It has pleather at the top and also pleather pads as well. So it's also in the shape of your ear. So your ear goes well inside the cups here. Also has some adjustments and also a metal inbuilt in the adjustments part, so feels pretty good overall. It does have some creaks here and there, so definitely you need to use the case that this comes with. It's not something that you can just throw in your bag and it will survive. It's also foldable and pretty compact as well when you fold it. Again, kind of Beats-esque kind of design. The wear here is pretty stable on the ear, so you can maybe use this for some light workouts, and it also isolates pretty well for a passive isolating pair, so you can use this on a plane without any issues. Of course, this won't equal your monitoring pairs or even noise cancelling pairs, but not so bad isolation overall. These are also pretty comfortable to wear, so the pads are definitely substantial, and the clamp is also not that high, so I would say it's near perfect clamp for me on the ear. For those who has a bigger head, you might find this a bit uncomfortable for you, and also for those who have bigger ears as well, but for me it's pretty good in comfort overall. I would say it's right in line with the Beats Studio, which is $300, a lot more expensive compared to this one. Connection is pretty stable here. It connects pretty easily. Connection is up to 5 meters in my experience, so this is not the farthest connection that I have, but the connection here is pretty stable. I didn't encounter some stutters here, so pretty good overall. So there's also a mic here, so you can use it for calls. It's pretty muffled overall. You can understand it, but definitely not the best mic that I have heard. But it's cool, for a $50 pair that you have a mic to use as well. In terms of the looks, I'm a bit underwhelmed, frankly. So the Tribit logo is a bit too big for me, and it's too loud of a design for me. So I wish they went with a more minimalist design. Of course, yes, for headphones, I'm a bit more critical in the design because it's a big audio gear in your ear. So this one, I would say, is not the best looking. So if you're concerned with the overall look, you might look for other headphones. Alright, so build and overall isolation, I didn't encounter any major issues, any game breaking issues apart from the looks. So let's proceed to the sound now. So overall, this is more of a consumer type tuning. So it has a boomy bass, fun, engaging, and non-fatiguing sound. It's pretty good overall, but it's not your audiophile or enthusiast kind of tuning. But definitely yes, for $50, this is an okay sounding pair. So it's a U-shaped sound. It's fairly balanced on the ear, but it has a little bit of treble elevation. Warmish in presentation, smooth overall. So it's quite musical also, but it's not the most lively sounding headphones that I've heard. Still has that relaxed nature to it, still a bit laid back, especially in some parts of the spectrum. So the highs have some extension to it, but still pretty reserved overall. This is not your super clarity focused headphone. The highs punches through the mix nicely, but well, actually not that bad. It can be a bit thin sometimes. So some cymbals, like for example in Beat It, a Michael Jackson, it's lacking some weight. It's pretty thin overall. Also in September, Earth, Wind, and Fire, the shaker is pretty hissy for me. It makes it a more kind of exciting listen, but of course it's lacking that natural sound, natural tone in the sound. But of course, yes, for most people, especially for non-audiophiles, you might not notice it. It might not be an issue for you. Mids here for me is a little bit better in terms of the presentation. The vocals are all right and more in the lush presentation. It's not your shouty kind of vocals. It's a non-fatiguing vocals overall. pretty smooth in presentation, but this has some veil to it. So maybe they did that for a consumer type tuning, so it's not fatiguing to listen to. So this is not the most revealing mids that I have heard, but it's good that it's not fatiguing, so you can listen for it for a long listening session. But of course, if I'm gonna nitpick here, the vocals are a bit too back in the mix for me. It's a bit too veiled for me, so I wish it was a little bit more revealing. But definitely, yes, for again $50, not so bad mids. Bass goes deep, boomy, and also prominent in the mix. But honestly, this is not your woolly, all over the place kind of bass. It's punchy but not overly boomy. It doesn't drown the rest of the spectrum that much. But it has a little bit of bass bleed, but not that much. So I'm 50-50 to recommend this for bass heads. This is not your super, bassy kind of headphone. Some may survive, but some may not. So I would go with other headphones if you are a bass head. This is not your subwoofer kind of bass, so it's still well controlled overall. So the detail here is not prominent. Soundstage is above average here. I would say not so bad for the price. Imaging is also above average. I did use this for some gaming, and I was able to locate the footsteps of my enemy, so that's really cool. Separation is not that good with that smooth sound and quite a boomy bass as well. The mix is pretty overlapping with each other, so this is not something that you want to use for some tracks with good separation. Overall, this is more of your consumer type tuning. It's something to have fun with, but let's compare it to my Beats Studios, which is of course $300, but because they look the same, I would like to compare them. Beats is more bass heavy, the vocals are more revealing, and the highs are more revealing as well. So overall, the Beats have a more revealing sound overall. Tribit is brighter, less bassy, but tighter bass in the Tribit, but yes, thinner sound overall. So yes, $200 difference. I would say technically the Beats is better compared to the Tribit because it's more revealing, also better body in some notes. But of course, if you don't like a bassy signature with the Beats, you might even like the Tribit more. Is it $200 different? I would say not. It's not that far off. So some people might be even better off with the Tribit. Whereas overall for $50, definitely there's a lot of value here. This is a pretty well-rounded headphone overall. It has a pretty good build, good comfort here. Looks is definitely passable, and of course in terms of the overall sound, definitely okay sound here. Not audiophile grade, but definitely okay sound and definitely enjoyable as well. So if you are not an audiophile and if you have that kind of budget, this might be worth the pickup. It's a pretty solid kit from Tribit, so yes, I would recommend it for that kind of price range. There's a lot of value to be had here. That is our review of the Tribit Xfree tune. So really interesting. Now in 2020, we're getting a lot of value oriented stuff, and a pretty good price and a lot of value also. So are you using wireless headphones? What are you using? Let me know down in the comments below. And of course, if you learned something, leave a like and subscribe for more content like this in the future. And I am gonna see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.